Hey everyone, welcome to Micro Adventures. Ellie and Josiah here.
Can I ever introduce myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Josiah. I'll be performing the art today.
Are you feeling good now? All right, we're ready. We're feeling good. One block spring to start. Make sure you have a little bit of space in front of your microformer. We are gonna get going in a giant reverse crunch. So, forearms will be on the back platform, knees on the carriage will be facing the back of your machine, and we'll start in that kneeling forearm plank position. From here, I want you to just pause. Don't start the movement right away, but set your shoulders down away from your ears using the strength of your back muscles. Push down into your forearms, start to lift your abs actively away from the floor. Now we'll start that crunch, rounding through the spine, using your abs to pull the carriage in, stopping once your knees are about underneath your hips, and then lengthening back out. So sometimes when we pull that carriage in all the way, we do feel a little more core engagement. Sometimes if we stop with the knees and the hips, we get it a little bit more. So check in with the range of motion. As you're rounding through the spine, you're using your abs to crunch. You're gently nodding chin towards chest. And then lengthening back out to that kneeling forearm plank position. Now check back in. Head, neck, and shoulders aren't starting to crunch up. You've got a lot of length through the neck. And you're only using your abs to move the carriage. So we're not using our hip flexors, our knees, our shoulders, our neck, just your abs. So pause when you lengthen out and focus on just using the abs to draw the carriage in, finding that crunch. We're gonna go 15 seconds and we're getting right into our leg work. We'll step off to the right side of the machine. It is a reverse floor lunge. Right foot next to your back platform, left toes on the carriage. Let's go reverse floor lunge, right side in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So hang on to your carriage. We'll stand up, planting the right foot next to the back platform. Left toes will tuck at the back edge of your carriage rail, and then you'll lengthen that back leg out. And we'll go into our lunge here. Big hinge forward from the hips as you lower it down. Drive through the right heel as you lift up. Now really make sure your knee is staying over the heel. Good, and then watch your knee. We don't want it tipping in or out to the side. Is your knee tracking the same direction as your toes, which should be straight forward, right? And you want to step your right foot off to the right enough that your feet are hip distance apart. And then pause at the bottom of this next lunge. Okay, really take a peek down at your right knee. Drive into your right heel, keep the knee where it is, drive up slowly. Now watch the knee, it's gonna wanna shift forward as you drive up through the right heel. So try not to let it. Imagine I've come and placed my hand against your knee and it's not going anywhere. Drive through the heel, slowly lift up. Good, now as you lower into this lunge, it's really important that you are tipping forward at your hips. You're bringing your chest forward over your right thigh. That brings more work into your right leg and it keeps your lower back really elongated, right? If we stay upright in this lunge, it's gonna feel like this pinching or this bending sensation in your lower back. It's gonna flare your ribs open. So check in with your core. Are you able to keep your core engaged the whole way down and the whole way up? That really does matter. In 4, we'll take it down and hold. In 3, 2, bring it down, your best lunge right now. Now think about driving your right hip down and back an inch, drive through your right heel, lift up an inch. Down and back an inch, up an inch. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Slowly lift up 2. Slowly up 3. Don't let the right knee drift forward. Slowly up 4. Take it back down. I don't care how big your range of motion is, but it is going to be slow, and the right knee is going to stay directly over your heel. We're gonna go 20 seconds. Quick transition, friends. We're headed to front lunge next. So right foot is gonna be in front of your front platform, left toes to the carriage. 15 seconds, it is front lunge. Turn around, hustle to the front in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right foot steps in front of your front platform, left toes tuck into the carriage, feet hip width apart. Front lunge, just like that reverse floor lunge. Big tip forward from your hips as you lower down. Pause at the bottom, check in with the right knee, drive through your heel, lift up. Wiggle the toes on your right foot. Okay, super important that the weight stays out of your toes and is driving through your heel. Okay, your heel is like the gateway to your glute. Right, as you dig through your heel, it's gonna send a direct line of energy to your right glute. It's gonna help you contract your glute a little bit more. Now, full range of motion in this lunge. You do not want to break a 90-degree bend in your right knee. Okay, you'll know you're breaking it is if at the bottom of the lunge, rather than feeling like the toughest part of the exercise, it feels like a stretch or a little bit of a break. So if you need an example of that, you can look at me right now. I've broken 90. I'm now sinking down through my back hip. I'm really just getting a stretch. I could hang out here for quite some time. Whereas if I stay at 90 or a little higher, this is hard work. This is the hardest part of the lunge and my leg is already shaking. In 4, take it down and hold. In 3, 2, bring it down, hold. If it feels easy in your hold, lift up 1 inch higher and make sure you're not sinking into the hips. Hold here, drive into your right heel. Now draw your hip down and back an inch, lift up an inch. Down and back an inch, lift up an inch. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. In 4, stay low. In 3, 2, stay low. Carriage kicks, draw the back knee in. Hands can come to your high handlebars or a pull if you have it. You can always work higher, but do not drop out of this. Do not lift. 20 seconds. We're gonna step our left foot forward to meet the right. We're gonna lie down on our carriage for a hamstring curl for our right leg. You've got 10 seconds. Check in, right knee over the heel, wiggle your right toes, sink it down a little lower, move a little slower. In 5, step the left foot forward, lie down. In 3, 2, 1, step the left foot forward, have a seat on your front platform. Lie back so your head, neck, and shoulders rest on the carriage. I got it for you, Sai. Make sure your neck is resting comfortably, and then you're gonna lift the hips up to a bridge. So feet about hip distance apart here, energetic squeeze of your inner thighs. Now we're gonna lift our left heel off the floor. So just the left heel lifts, not the leg, just the heel. Plant your left toes on the floor, Josiah. Lift your left heel only. There you go. Now we're gonna go single leg hamstring curl right side. So lengthen out through the right leg and then bring it back in. So we've just lifted our left heel off the mat. The ball of your left foot's still there. It's like a little kickstand helping keep your hips level. Drive into your right heel, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips to the sky. Knit your ribs together. Engage your core to help stabilize your low back. Okay, check in, you're not gripping through the head, neck, and shoulders. Release the space between your brow. Now, if you'd like to make this more intense, you can try lifting your left foot entirely off the floor. But if your hips shift out of alignment, don't do it. In 4, we're gonna hold our bridge. In 3, 2, hold your bridge. Keep the weight focused in your right leg. Now lower your hips all the way down to your front platform. Drive through the right heel, squeeze the glute, lift up. So little bridge lifts here. Good, this is where we're gonna finish out your right leg. This is it for your right leg. Drive through the heel. We're gonna stay in this lying down position. We've got a little crunch on our backs next. In 4, hold the hips up high. In 3, 2, right here, hold the hips up. Drive down through your right heel, squeeze your right glute. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, little tiny pulse. 15 seconds. We're just gonna lower all the way onto our back. We're gonna extend our right toes straight up in the air, and we're gonna crunch to our right leg. Here is 5, 4, 3, 2, lie all the way on your back, right toes straight up in the air, hands behind your head. We're gonna crunch up towards the right leg. Inhale, lower down. Good. Now you can bring that knee to a 90-degree bend if you have a little less, what's the word I'm looking for? Flexibility in your hamstring, right? We can just bend that knee. There you go. And then just crunch up. So we're bringing left shoulder over towards your right knee. Perfect. Little crunch up. Good. Now if you want to add on, whether the leg is bent or straight, with the bent knee, you're going to crunch up. You're going to kick out through the right heel as you lower the head down. If the leg is straight, with a straight leg, you're going to crunch up towards the right leg, and then you're going to lower the leg as you lower the upper body. Either way, it's going to work for you. In 4, hold the crunch up. In 3, 2, hold it up, little pulses. 10 seconds. We're gonna flip over, forearms on the carriage, knees on the front platform, reverse twisted saw. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So bring yourself up, turn around, knees will be on your front platform, forearms on the carriage, and your right oblique is gonna be slightly facing the floor for a twisted saw. So hips are slightly open to the left. We're just gonna slide the carriage away from us and back in. All right, for my advanced peeps, you can take this reverse twisted saw and you can layer in a twisted floor pike. So after you do the twisted saw, you can just tuck your toes to the floor, lift the knees, and pike the hips up with that twist in your right oblique. So that is your advanced option. You've got 20 seconds. You can stick with just that pike if you want a little bit more intensity. We've got 15 seconds. It is reverse super crunch. Seated on your carriage, toes under the back platform. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go toes under the back platform, seated on your carriage for reverse super crunch. And we are gonna twist side to side here. So toes under, hands behind the head or across your chest. You're gonna send the carriage out, lengthen through the legs, lean back through the upper body. And then as you draw the knees towards the chest, crunch to one side. Good. Lengthen back out through center, lean back, reach back, and then exhale, crunch to the other side. So we're just gonna take this side to side. Awesome. All right. 30 seconds. Enjoy this twisting sensation through your waistline. We're going to our left leg. Left foot next to your back platform, right toes on the carriage. It is reverse floor lunge, left side. 15 seconds. Big range of motion. Focus on using your abs and your waistline rather than your hip flexors. Shoulders away from the ears. Reverse floor lunge on the left in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Keep your carriage, carefully stand it up, plant your left foot next to your back platform, right toes to the carriage, get your feet at least hip width apart, and then start to lower down into your lunge slowly and with control. Pause at the bottom, look at your left knee, drive through the left heel, slowly lift it up. So as you do this, right, our hip points are squared straight forward, our shoulders are squared straight forward, and as we lower into our lunge, you'll notice Josiah is leaning his chest forward over his thigh. So from the crown of his head through his tailbone is one long line. His core is wrapping in and around him. Good. You're always pausing at the bottom of your lunge, okay? Every time you pause at the bottom, take a peek down at your left knee. Make sure it's where you think it is, right? Maybe use a mirror to check in with a side profile view to make sure the knee stays roughly over your ankle. And then on the way up, that is where your knee is gonna wanna push towards your toes. That's where you have to be really vigilant about keeping that knee where it needs to be. Good, in 4, we'll bring it down and hold in 3, 2, bring it down, hold, check in with the knee right over the heel. Now drive your left hip down and back an inch, drive through the heel, lift up an inch. Down and back an inch, lift up an inch. This movement is coming from your glute. You shift your hip back, you drive through the heel, squeeze the glute up an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Up slow 2. Up slow 3. This is where it counts. Up slow 4. Still have a micro bend in that knee. Take it down. Do not lock out your knee. Do not undo your work. Breathe into it. If you can lengthen and deepen your breath, it is going to help calm your nervous system. It's going to help you stay in the exercise. Challenge yourself right here, right now to go a little bit slower. You've got 20 seconds. We're headed to the front of the machine for front lunge. Fast transition, friends. This machine is small. It's gonna be left foot on the floor in front of your front platform, right toes on the carriage. Visualize yourself getting there quickly in as few steps as possible. In 5, front lunge. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, front lunge. Plant your left foot in front of your front platform, tuck your right toes to the carriage, feet hip width apart, boom, we're there. So I like to take my left foot pretty far to the left. I like to tuck my right toes kind of into that nook at the front edge of the carriage. Feels like a good spot for it. And then again, check in, right? If you're not sure if your hips are square, bring your hands to your hips. Maybe tug your outer left hip back a touch and your right hip forward a touch. That will typically help you square off your hips. Shoulders squared forward. And then core. Right? Course it in through your waistline. It's like someone's lightly hugging you around your core this entire workout. Roll your shoulders back. Pause where you feel the most sensation in the back line of your left leg. That's really important. Watch the knee. Is it tipping in? Is it tipping out? Back or forward? There's 4 directions it could move. I need you to keep an eye on it and try to keep it stacked over your heel the whole time. Wiggle your left toes. In 4, we're gonna take it down, hold. In 3, 2, bring it down, hold. Lean your chest over your thigh, engage your core. Drive your left hip down and back an inch. Drive through the heel, lift up an inch. Down and back an inch, lift up an inch. Use your left glute. This is meant to create more intensity in the muscle. How much sensation can you create in your body right here, right now? It is just you and this move. In 4, stay low. In 3, 2, stay low. Carriage kicks. Keep your left knee over the heel. Wiggle your left toes. We're just kicking the carriage in and out. This is where we finish off in this lunge. 21 seconds. We will step our right foot forward to meet our left. We're gonna get into those hamstring curls for our left leg. Right here, 13 seconds. Can you drop a little lower? Left glute down and back, reaching towards the carriage behind you. Here's 5, here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot steps forward. Have a seat. Roll down so head, neck, and shoulders are resting comfortably on your carriage. Good. Drive both heels into the floor. Lift your hips up into that bridge. Energetic squeeze your inner thighs to stabilize you. Now we're gonna lift our right heel off the floor this time. And we'll start with that hamstring curl left leg. So we'll start to extend out through the left leg and then bring it back in. So the focus is on your left leg. You're just got a little kickstand here with the right leg to help keep the hips level. Okay, that being said, if you're looking for more intensity, you can lift the right leg up all the way. Maybe you'll be able to do that for 10 seconds or so at a time. But the hips stay level, the core stays really strong. And make sure you're lying down where your neck is resting comfortably on the carriage. That's super important. Good, nice tempo and control. If you're looking for more intensity, you can try walking your feet a little further away from the front platform. That will reduce your range of motion. You can walk your feet in closer to your front platform to get a little bit more help from your springs. In 4, let's hold our bridge. In 3, 2, 1, hold your bridge. Drive through your left heel. Lift the hips up as high as you can. Now tap your hips down to the platform. Drive through the heel, lift up. We're just gonna do these glute bridges. Now if you're totally failing in your left leg, plant your right foot and get a little help from the right leg, okay? That's what the right leg's there for, to give you as much support as you need, but this is the burner. This is where we're gonna finish out our legs today. Drive through that left heel, lift the hips high. With control, tap the hips down. In 4, hold the lift. In 3, 2, lift it up, hold. Tiny tuck of the hips up to the sky. Tiny tuck, tiny tuck, tiny tuck. Squeeze your left glute, drive through your left heel. 10 seconds, we're gonna lie down for our crunch. You got 10, 9, little higher, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, gently set the hips down. Lying down here, hands behind your head, left knee to tabletop or left toe straight up in the air. We're just gonna crunch up and over towards the left knee and then lower down. And rather than thinking elbow to knee, I want you to think about drawing your shoulder up towards the knee. Perfect. Good, Josiah, do you want to lift up a little bit? I can adjust this carriage in closer if that'll help. Good, there you go. If you want to add on here, we can add some movement with the knee. So if the knee's bent to 90, you're pulling that knee towards your shoulder. And then as you lower the head down, you're extending straight out through the leg. If the leg is straight, right, you'll crunch up towards your straight leg. As you lower down, you'll lower down through the leg. So any movement you want to add with the leg that's going to intensify this crunch in your left oblique, feel free to add it on. In 4, twist, hold. In 3, 2, crunch it up, hold. Little pulses, little pulses. 10 seconds, we're gonna flip over, reverse twisted saw. Knees on the front platform, forearms on the carriage. In 4, 3, 2, 1. So carefully get up. Knees on your front platform, forearms to the carriage. You're gonna open your hips to the right so your left oblique is facing the floor. And we'll go right into our twisted saw here. So sliding the forearms out away from you and then cinching through the waistline, pulling it back in. Good. The advanced option here for you, if you're craving more sensation, more intensity, you can layer in a twisted floor pike. So you'll do one saw sliding the carriage out away from you. Once the forearms are beneath the shoulders, you'll tuck both toes to the floor, you'll lift both knees off the platform, and then you'll pike your hips slowly up to the sky. You'll lengthen back out into that twisted plank, gently set the knees down, go back to your saw. Right, so you always have options to get a little bit more, to layer in more intensity as you need it. 20 seconds here. Check in, set your shoulders down your back, lift your waistline away from the floor, go a little bit slower. We are going reverse super crunch, and we're gonna hit some Russian twists this time. So seated on your carriage, toes under the back platform in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Let's take it to the back. Have the seat on your carriage, hook your feet under your back platform. So we are gonna find our crunch position. I want you guys to start with your hands behind your thighs. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and lift our collarbones, right? So the chest stays open and broad. I want you to anchor through the belly, so brace your core, maybe a little bit of a scoop through the belly, and then squeeze your glutes together. So it's kind of odd because you're sitting on them, but squeeze your glutes together. It's gonna take it out of the hip flexors. Good, now see if you can lift your chest again. Now float your hands to prayer, hands to heart. Stabilize through the hips. We're gonna twist over to the right, come through center, over to the left, come through center. Now let's pick up the pace. We'll just twist right, twist left, twist right, twist left. Keep the waistline stable. If you start to collapse through the chest, work a little higher. If you start to feel the hip flexors, hands come back behind the thighs for a little bit of a reset. Awesome job, guys. Keep twisting. 10, 9, forearms to your back platform, knees to your carriage in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forearms to the back platform, knees to the carriage. So this is gonna be our finisher. I want you to hold this kneeling forearm plank. Stay right here. Option 1, we go right into a giant reverse kneeling crunch, just like we started class. Exhale, rounding up through the spine. Option 2, you do one giant kneeling crunch, you do one saw, so layering in that forward back motion. Option 3, you can tuck your toes on your carriage and you can go into a giant reverse forearm plank to pike. You have 32 seconds left in your class. So take what you need, layer in the options that are working for you today. I want your best form. I want you to feel the tension in your core. I want you to feel that pushing down sensation through your forearms. Little squeeze of your glutes will help if you're doing that saw or that pike. 15 seconds here. Let's everybody meet in a plank hold to finish. Forearm plank hold, lengthen it out, hold knees or toes, your call. We're gonna hold the plank right here. Hold that plank, final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Woo. Child's pose, sit those hips to the heels, stretch the arms forward. Awesome job. Take a big, full body, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Gently bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Turn to face us. 2 deep breaths together. Shoulders back, chest open. Shake out the arms. Inhale, stretch the arms up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, deep breath in, stretch it all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Awesome job. Have an incredible, beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you for taking some time for yourself.